we find out who they are, not only to be unemployed, they're going to be prosecuted. We're taking this seriously. Look, the danger of ICE agents, the danger they face every day, to arrest the worst of the worst, that's what we're concentrating on. It's already a dangerous job. It's a matter of time before one of these leaks causes an ambush, either by a member of TDA, MS-13, one of these groups that just don't care. They would take pride in the fact that they killed an ICE agent or another law enforcement officer. We're going to hold these people accountable. We're pulling out all stops. The Inspector General's involved. Secretary Noem, she's got her staff involved. I got people involved. When we find out who they are, and we will prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law. They're putting our agents in great danger. And it's only a matter of time before one of our officers will not go home to their families at night because of these leaks. We're taking immediate action.
Now, I've got some good news, more good news from the border. Illegal crossings have plummeted further. The latest data shows that February was the lowest illegal crossings in history. That's the claim there from the White House, just 8,326. Alex, they said this couldn't be done. They said this was issues that America could not address. The people were being persecuted in countries in South America, and they were fleeing for their life, and nothing was going to stop the flow of illegal immigrants. And Donald Trump, within a month, has got the numbers down to this. I mean, this is astonishing.
Well, and I'm not trying to lessen all the great work the Trump administration has done, but really and truly, they've just stopped people from coming here by not subsidizing their trips here, by giving them free hotel rooms and free flights around the country. So yes, Donald Trump is doing a great job, but all he had to do was say, stop coming. You're not getting a free handout anymore. And now they can't afford to come here on their own. So Tom Homan's doing a great job. President Trump is doing a great job. But this was a simple problem that they could have solved 4 years ago. And listen, I understand there are people that are having issues in countries, and there are, real reasons why a person would need to claim asylum. But we have had an open border policy where people have been able to manipulate it and just say that they're claiming asylum and come into our country and receive better social, security benefits or social services than even some of our military veterans. So it's absolutely disgusting. And the Trump administration has put their foot down, and now people are less motivated to come here and illegally cross our border.
Well, I always knew that this would happen, but the speed at which it has happened has surprised me. It has just been amazing how quickly they have just pulled those pull factors off the table. And guess what? If you take the sugar off the table, the numbers stop coming. Canada and Mexico aren't very happy. They've run out of time. The tariffs are in.
Is there any room left for Canada and Mexico to make a deal before midnight? And should we expect those Chinese tariffs, the extra 10%, to take effect tomorrow?
No room left for Mexico or for Canada. No, the tariffs, they're all set. They go into effect tomorrow.
Alex, we know Canada and Mexico are understandably unhappy about all this. What's the reaction been in the States? Because imports from those countries are going to cost more. Is there any sort of a backlash to these tariffs?
I do think there is going to be a temporary backlash where, it's going to cost us some money in the short term. But I think in the long term, it's going to be better for our country if we can actually, tax these people correctly, because we've been giving them basically free money, and Mexico needs to play ball, and I don't think they've done enough, and they haven't stepped up to the plate enough and to satisfy Donald Trump. So at this point, I think they're necessary, and yes, we are going to feel the pain, but now you see car manufacturers saying they're going to build cars, they're going to build Hondas in America. So in the end, it will be better for our country, even though it might hurt in the short term.
Well, yeah, this is all about long-term boosting manufacturing in America, boosting investment, and making it an even bigger economic powerhouse. Now, I have to ask you about the Oscars before you go. They were on overnight. What was the highlight for you? There were so many highlights.
Oh my gosh, what a virtue signal fest. I do have to say, I thought Conan O'Brien did a good job, and I really liked Adam Sandler, wearing his basketball shorts. That was the highlight of the night for me. But just the virtue signaling and the Academy. But you know what, Rita, do you remember how cool the Academy Awards used to be? Everybody was watching it. I mean, it was a Sunday night, the whole world watched it. Now nobody cares. So Hollywood has lost its luster, and it's actually a sad sight to see, because I didn't see one of the movies nominated this year. So they need to make better stuff that people can relate to.
And they need to actually remove all these diversity requirements for nominees, and also, make better movies, pick better options. But I don't think you're alone. I think many people have not seen or even heard of some of these nominations, and it's lost all relevance. It's no longer a night where you tune in eagerly to see who's going to be the best actor and the best actress. And I was surprised, I've got to say, though, that there wasn't more political activism. There's a teeny tiny bit, but given that it's the first month of Trump's second term, I was expecting to see speech after speech after speech decrying the state of America and MAGA and all things Trump. But I don't know, even Hollywood appears to have read the room. Alex Stein, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Thank you for having me, Rita. Always a pleasure.